Scrappy people, it's Traci Reed here today, coming at you with a Scraplift for Scraplift Sunday over on the TRD blog. And today we are scraplifting Sarah of Sarah Scraps. And you can see that photo up in the left-hand corner of the layout that I'm scraplifting. And what I'm going to be basically drawing from that layout are all of the diamonds from all of like the paper diamonds. So that is what I'm doing here. I've cut down a bunch of 2x2 squares from the Birthday Blast 6x8 paper pad, which is a line that I designed for Simple Stories a few years back. These are birthday photos of my middleest son, and even though it is a little bit of a young line for a 16-year-old. I thought it would work out really well for a couple of reasons. One, because he got an Oculus something or other for his birthday, so it's kind of like futuristic with the outer space robot theme. And also there are planets and Saturn, which my kid is low-key obsessed with Saturn. So it just kind of works with his personality, even though it's a little bit young for him. And it actually works out really well. It doesn't look young in the end. So I'm really pleased with it. So you can see that I'm sort of laying out my 2x2 diamonds, making sure that the papers that I'm putting next to each other, they're not like two stripes next to each other or two blue papers next to each other. Just trying to make sure that everything is nicely spaced apart. So I'm just about there. I don't really like those two white based ones at the top next to each other, so we're going to rearrange a little bit more. And I also decide to put my whole layout on black because I really thought that it would stand out really well, and it totally does. So I'm going to bring in some black cardstock, and I'm going to start putting down these patterned, I keep wanting to say squares, of course they're diamonds, but they're just squares on their side. I'm going to start putting down these pattern squares, and we're going to go really fast through this process because it's a lot of laying down and pulling back up and rearranging, and I'm just kind of trying to make sure that everything is spaced out really well too, that the lines between all of the diamonds are evenly spaced. So that's sort of my thought process as I pull up and put down these squares and these diamonds. That you can see that I'm trying to make sure that everything is nicely spaced, because I really feel like the key to this layout is in the white space, which is actually technically black space, because if you don't get nice even lines, then it's not going to look real great. Okay. So I've got everything just about down. I need to rearrange just slightly to make sure that all the lines are straight. And when I do that, I realize that I cut this space paper too short, or no, the stripe paper too short, so I need to start a new one. Good thing that one didn't need some special cutting. There we go. Now I'm just going to cut them apart and redo my holes, and then we are good to go. Phew, slow down. All right, so now we can go about our embellishing process, and I have these foam stickers that I'm going to pull out. I initially was going to use the happy birthday, but it's just way too big for this size layout. So instead, I'm going to go with the HBD and put that on the left-hand side. Hello. There we go. Thought about the right, but I'm going to put my journaling over there instead. So I put the HBD down, then I'm going to add in another foam sticker down here that says fun. And then I want to add in some of this silver confetti as well. And I'm going to add in, I wanted to add this, but it just didn't fit right in this layout. I'm going to add in some more of this silver confetti throughout the page too. I'll add in some at the end. Oh yes, and these curly cues. Want to keep it bright and colorful and fun. It was a surprise snow day for his birthday, the first time it snowed on his birthday since he was born. He was actually born in a blizzard, so that was kind of fun to have a snow day. And because it was a snow day, well, we got a new toy. Well, we were going to get a new toy anyway, but we got to open it up real early and play with it all day, so that was super fun. I added journaling lines in white Jelly Roll pen because I thought that the lines themselves would make a really cool like architectural element on this page, and I really think that that brings in the page like from the edges and really solidifies the design of the page. Now I'm just going through with some chipboard and some of the die cuts and creating a few clusters here and there on the page. I don't want to cover up too much of the paper, but I do want to add in some, you know, birthday things. And of course the planets, because that was the whole point of choosing this collection, was because of that Saturn up there in the corner. So I'm just adding a couple clusters, and I'm going to add one here too. Actually add in a couple of word strips, but I'm only going to add the one birthday boy and the let's party. Once I have all of this arranged, then I can start putting things down the way that they're actually going to go. We'll speed through that process a little bit since it's just basically putting things down. I do decide to omit that happy day and put the birthday boy up there with the balloons instead. I think that looks a little bit better than having two up there. Plus it reaches all the way to the edge of the page, which mimics the journaling lines over there. Stick down the moon and this present. I'm adding in a few more silver embellishments because there is silver foil throughout the line. So I want to make sure that there are silver pieces besides just the confetti. So I'm adding in some of these silver stars too because they're a little bit larger. Okay, so now I've got all of these down. I need to add in my journaling, which I'm going to do with a Jelly Roll pen. And then I'm going to call it good. This came out really super cute. I love it. If you loved it, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Traci M. Reed. There is a blog post linked in the description box below that has not only my example of Scraplift Saturday, but the whole team's examples too. All right, thank you.